everyone, I'm using the Let's Use Tarot for our reading, our weekly reading from Monday the 9th of September through to Sunday the 15th of September. So I'm setting the intention for a reading for the highest and greatest good for the collective or anyone who views this video. And as I always, take what resonates and just put the rest to one side and just see what unfolds. There we have 2 falling out. There we have the 4 of Wands and the 5 of Cups for Monday. Tuesday, the 10 of Swords. Wednesday, the Ace of Cups. Thursday, the Queen of Cups. Friday, the Lovers. Saturday, the Ace of Swords. And Sunday, we have the Page of Pentacles. So on Monday is the 9-9 portal, and the cards actually add up to a 9. We have the 5 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. These cards are opposite, polarization of each other. So on Monday we have the 9-9 portal, and this is a time of completions, of things closing out, and this is what the 5 of Cups is telling us, those emotions that have created a imbalance within us. So we have reacted from those emotions, we've reacted from a place of emptiness. So the 9-9 portal on Monday is a very powerful one. We are entering eclipse season, so we're starting to feel the effects of the super full moon, partial lunar eclipse, the 17th or 18th, depending on where you are, of September. So we're moving into the portal of the eclipse season. The 9-9 numerological activation and cosmic activation of the 9-9 portal as well. So this is powerful energy, and what's coming through is vows that our ancestors have made, that have come down through the lineage, vows that we have made in past lives and this lifetime, that have held us in a place of grief, in loss, because these vows were made from a place of fear, made from a place of expectation. And maybe our ancestors and us in past lives and even this lifetime have took vows that we did out of expectation or fear. So the trauma that is connected to these vows is coming to an end. We are receiving a healing. We are receiving a energy of cleansing, a cleansing energy of everything that is disrupting or blocking our DNA from its activation, from the soul activation. So this is powerful on Monday, and from the letting go of those vows, and it doesn't matter if we know what the vows were, once we set that intention, once we surrender those vows from our ancestors, from our male, female bloodlines, lineages, our ancestors, every vow that we've ever made, from a place of fear, from the lower vibration. So these vows are starting to clear out. And as they clear out, this is a time of celebration. So the portal that we're moving through is one of surrender, of letting go, of feeling the power of the universe. And Archangel Raphael is stepping forward, and he's helping us to close out these vows. And so is Archangel Uriel stepping forward and assisting us during this time, because there is profound healing occurring. And from those vows, when we give our word, when we promise somebody and then situations change, that is a vow, that is a promise that we've made. And when those don't come into fruition, subconsciously or energetically, we may feel weakened. So anything like that being shifted, being cleansed, being dissolved. Mercury is in the last degrees of Leo, communicating with Regulus, the heart of the lion, giving us the strength and communication coming through from Archangel Raphael as well, guiding us during these powerful transformations and transitions. Pluto has moved back into Capricorn. Their Pluto is finishing off old cycles, something that we may have missed, breaking down the old. And I just feel there is an awakening, a collective awakening coming in, where people start to see the truth. And what Spirit is showing me is a tear in the veil, so that we see through the illusion into the realms of spirit, into the realms of truth and higher consciousness. So as we move from this, and we've been working on this, we've been working on our grief, we've been working on past regrets or whatever it may be, and this is very weakening. So vows that we have made, vows our lineage has made, past lives have made. Each time those vows have been broken, however powerful we have said them, or giving our word or a promise, that weakens us. Our vows are our words, and this is where Mercury is communicating with Regulus, the heart of the lion, giving us the courage to let go of the past, to let go of how we perceive life should be, because it's exactly how it's meant to be. And as we do that, this is just time of celebration, and this is vows of happiness, of our soul connection, a time of feeling the energy of joy, of the upliftment. So as we let go of those vows that are still running in our energy fields, in our subconscious, we start to let go, and we come into alignment with the unconditional consciousness, with our soul, which brings us into a time of celebration. So things clearing out now, and this full moon, the super moon, full moon that's a partial lunar eclipse, is in Pisces, and Pisces is the final sign of the zodiac. So again, this is the theme of things closing out, and as they close out, we celebrate. We have the epiphanies, we have the insights that are being brought to us. Tuesday, the 10 of Swords, and this again is endings, the ending of challenges, walking into that new horizon, a change. And as we allow those old vows to close and dissolve, they are like chains that we have had chained to ourselves and the person energetically, chained to ourselves and the person or situation that we have made those vows with, or someone in our lineage has made. So as we allow those vows to dissolve, we move forward in our sovereignty. So the 10s are where it's coming to an end, where we crack open, we completely let go and let God. And then all those thoughts, those illusions that have kept us trapped or stuck start to dissolve. And we can see, this is where I'm seeing through the veil, there is a tear in the veil, and we are being able to see through it into the vastness and the spaciousness and the expansion of light. Wednesday, we have the Ace of Cups, and as all that falls away and we free ourselves and others, and each end of each severed cord or connection is cauterized with the golden light, the light of unconditional love of Archangel Raphael. And as that happens, we have created a vacuum. We have created space for our higher self to fill, to expand into, opening our hearts. And Regulus is where Mercury is in the heart of the lion, bringing us the courage and strength to walk our path of love, not to fear love, not to fear pain, because if we are fearing pain, that pain is already within us, that fear is already within us. We're armouring around it, we're protecting the pain inside us with the illusion that if we protect this pain, we won't feel any more pain. But as we are going through these transitions through this week, through the beginning of this week, they start to dissolve and transform, and we start to listen to the wisdom of what we have held deep within us, of fear. And as we start to listen to it and know that it's no longer relevant, we don't need to protect the pain inside us, because our hearts are opening for love. And when we come into that feeling of love without any fear, we open up, and our cup, this is the Ace of Cups, runneth over with love, with joy, with happiness. Thursday, we have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is the mystic. She's the seer. She listens to her intuition, and so this is a clearing out of anything that is blocking us from that clear communication with spirit, from that clear communication with our intuition, cleansing our third eye, cleansing our eyes so that we see through the illusion, and that we see with clairvoyance, we hear with clairaudience. So we start to see things differently, we start to hear differently, we start to hear we listen to the vibration of the words that are being spoken to us, and that takes on a whole new insight, a whole new dimension. So we start to listen to the words, and we start to cultivate the words that we speak, making sure that the words that we speak are life-giving. And as we do that, we are pulsating life into our energy field, into our future. So she is sat there connecting to the heavens, allowing the cleansing waters of this eclipse season to cleanse us of the old, of anything that is blocking us. And it's looking at our lives, looking within our lives and around into our lives, of where we may feel stuck, where that stuckness is, and know that that stuckness is bringing through a message, not for us to run away from or try to escape, but to drop beneath that feeling of stuckness. It could be a message of worthlessness, when we're feeling worthless. And when we are gasping for air, so when we are struggling to breathe, we only think of the air that we need to take in our bodies. And it's the same with anything in our lives. So if we take this to our finances, we may be looking at our life, because we've took vows of lack in past lives, or we could have done. So for those of us who have took the vows of lack in our past lives, we will be facing life in a way that we don't have enough, that we are focusing on maybe finances, that it feels that it's being blocked off. So we focus on, if we had enough money, we would go on holiday. If we had enough money, we would move. If the money came in, I would be able to do this. When the money comes in, so we're putting the emphasis of lack on finances. And this is a vow that is running deep within a lot of our psyches without us even realizing it. So when we start to look at that, look at how we are viewing our finances, how many times do we say, if I had enough money, I would buy such a thing. So we're coming from that place of lack, from the vows that we've taken in past lives, or our lineages have taken, or somebody in our bloodline have taken. And it's to really look at those. Where are we feeling stuck? Because this is what is coming up now. It's no longer relevant in our lives. We don't have to hold on to those scarcity vows, the lack that we may have, the lack consciousness. So the Queen of Cups is asking us to either go deep, to look into those emotions, to where we're not feeling enough, where we think we've not got enough, and to ask for the insights of where those emotions are coming from, where those feelings are coming from. They're coming from our ancestors, they're coming from our past lives. So this week is all around and coming up to this eclipse. Eclipses take things from our lives. Never takes love. We'll take everything that's blocking us from love, or blocking us from our life path, our soul path. So using our intuition, listening to what's going on in our emotions, how our emotions are speaking to us, how are we feeling. And if we are feeling at any one time in a place of lack, know that this is coming up for dissolve. This is Saturn retrograding in Pisces again, closing out Pisces, the end, the last of the zodiac signs. And this full moon in Pisces is going to be junked Neptune, and Neptune rules Pisces, and Scorpio, and Saturn is there also in Pisces retrograding. So it's looking at those old illusions, those old stories we tell ourselves without even realizing what we're saying. If this changes, I would be happy. If that person started to get on their feet and be happy, then I would be happy. So the Queen of Cups is asking us to come within. This is the inner mystic. This is the High Priestess, the energy of the High Priestess coming in, asking us to go inward and to listen to the messages, the uncomfortable ones, because that is where the growth is, that's where the magic happens. Friday we have the Lovers. So as we close out those cycles, as we allow those chains that have kept us in the frequency of those vows, even though we may not remember them in our head, they've been said, whether it's coming through our ancestors, wherever it may be coming from. This is a powerful time, and we're dissolving everything with love. So Friday is a day that the cosmos, the divine, and if we look at all the outer planets, the generational planets, they're all in retrograde. So they're taking us deep into our ancestors to focus on the love, to dissolve everything with love. Friday is a beautiful day of feeling loved, feeling love, because of when we look into the cosmos, when we look into the heavens, and we see how things start to create, the retrogrades that create just at the perfect time, the alignments that come into alignment at the perfect time. This is the perfect time for the 9-9 portal, moving up into the full lunar eclipse in Pisces. This has all been divinely orchestrated for us to go inward, find that love within, because as we find it within, we see it all around us. This is love coming as we break those old vows that we have been tied into through generations. We start to open ourselves to allow love into our lives without something in our deepest vibration blocking us. So this is a clearing of the DNA, an activation of the DNA. And as we come into our alignment, our soul path, we start then to come into contact with our soulmates, to come in onto the same wavelength. Where we may have been missing the mark, things may not have been aligned and harmonized, things start to just move, because as we let go of those vows, we are setting ourselves free, ourselves free to stand in our own sovereignty, in freedom. And this card in past times was the card of choice. And when we choose love, we choose the way of the Tao, we choose the way of Christ consciousness, we choose the way of expansion. So as the old paradigms, as the old structures are dissolving, as Saturn is there retrograding in Pisces, closing things out, Pluto moving back into Capricorn, closing, cleaning up, absolutely cleaning up the residue and anything else that needs cleaning up before we move in, before Pluto moves back into Aquarius in 19th of November. So we've got this time to clear, to clean up, to go within, and making it a loving, experience. To know that at the core of us, there is only love. Everything else has been layered and layered and learned behaviours and beliefs, and now we are peeling away at those layers, coming into the newness, the brightness of who we truly are. So Friday, a beautiful day for love. Saturday, the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords, these epiphanies coming in as we start to go deep within instead of projecting on the outside world. As we go deeper within, the epiphanies come in. The upgrades, downloads that are coming in constantly now, that we are absorbing smoother. There's not as much resistance going on. There's not as much projection. We're not projecting it into our outside world. We're actually taking in, creating new pathways through our minds, new thoughts through our minds that actually lift the vibration of our bodies, moving into our bodies of light. The energy that's coming in is Christ consciousness, and we are opening up to more and more. And you can see there she has a shell, the Fibonacci pattern there, that everything with nature, everything is perfectly designed. We're all a creation of the divine. And when we take off when we cultivate our minds and stop believing those thoughts that we are less than, that if we had something, if we owned something, then we would be happy. To feel that happiness now, because from that happiness we give birth to a new reality. And this is where Capricorn is closing out, where Pluto is closing out in Capricorn, before it then transitions into Aquarius, where it will stay, creating new and wonderful high consciousness. The Aquarius is the water bearer, even though it's an air sign. It's the water bearer that brings through a downpouring of higher consciousness. And we're moving into that time, the golden age of Aquarius, and we are there. We're just catching up. We're catching up, we're shifting and moving until we're moving on to the higher timelines. So this is allowing this light to come in, to dissolve. We don't have to understand it. We do not have to make stories. We do not even have to know where these vows and these old wounds come from. We just open up like a flower, absorb the divine light, feel it expanding within us, and allow any kind of tension, any kind of contraction to just dissolve into the light. And then Sunday we have the Page of Pentacles, so this is something new coming in. So after the week, after moving into the next week of the eclipse, keeping ourselves grounded, the Page is bringing something new in. We're grounding it, and you can see there she is stood there like a ballerina, balanced, holding her pentacle. This is something new coming in, something new that we've not felt before, even greater expansion, a gift from the divine coming in, a powerful awakening, a collective awakening. The Page of Pentacles brings health, an increase in our finances when we start to see where we are blocking ourselves of just those few words of, if I had enough money, I can't do this because I've got no money. We don't realise how deep that lack consciousness goes within us. I have to work to support myself, however it may come in. These beliefs are changing, and when we know that we are always divinely supported, and we actually know, and that is one of our deepest beliefs, we become prosperous, healthy, free. So this is a wonderful week. There is an undercurrent that is coming through this week, but we are rising above it, not suppressing it, us, not letting it pull us into a place of stuckness, riding this frequency. And we are being heavenly supported, assisted to do that. We see what's coming up, we catch ourselves saying whatever we are saying from a place of weakening ourselves, or however it may come up. This is the week, this is the month to really look at that and change it first within us, changing our words, letting those words that weaken us dissolve, and speaking from a vibration of we're all divinely supported and our soul is guiding us. I'm sending so much love. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and thank you for listening. God bless.